Hey everybody, and welcome back to Witches of the Moon. I am your Friday's host, Dia, aka ORI'S OASIS, and I do apologize that this video is getting up so late. So let's get right into it. Urban legends. Now, you know I like doing definition of words. By now, if you don't, you're going to learn. The word urban basically just means city. That's pretty much it. And the word legend basically means to speak, or a story, or really when you break it down it means to speak, but other meanings of it is to read, a story, to put together. So basically when you say the word urban legend, you talk about urban legends, you're talking about stories of the city, or something you read about the city, or something that was put together or happened basically in the city. So with that being said, and I'm sorry I do talk fast, you might have to rewind, but with that being said, I want to tell you my own urban legend. When I was about 13, we moved into this new house. Now, this house was a pretty nice house, and honestly, it was the best house in the world for me because I got my own bedroom back. It was a long time. I finally got my own bedroom back when we moved to this house when I was, again, 13. So what happened was, my mother didn't ask any questions about this house when we first moved in, or when she bought the house, about the previous owner, and nothing like that. So with that being said, you know, things used to happen, whatever, and when my mom would go out and do what she had to do, if she came home after dark, a lot of times she would find me outside, and she would ask why, and I was like, because there's someone walking around in the house. And when you looked into the window of the house, you could see the shadow of someone walking around in the living room. So she walks in there, of course, my mom being the bold, bougie person that she is. She's like a walking contradiction, but I love her. She walks to the house and there's no one there. And literally, if someone walking there, I'm not crazy, I know what I saw. So there were also times when I was sitting in the living room and you could hear like a rocking chair in a way, which was odd because it was carpet all upstairs. But you could hear a rocking chair basically rocking back and forth, and sometimes you'll hear somebody walking back and forth. And then at times, when I was in my bedroom, when no one was home, I always heard, well, I wouldn't say at times, this thing happened all the time. When my mom would come home or pull up, I always heard somebody say my name before my mom entered the house. And there's been plenty of times where I would run downstairs and I'll go, Mom, she called me, and she would go, no, I didn't call you, I just walked through the door. And I would go, okay. So as I told my mom, then she didn't believe me, but of course she didn't believe me at all. She's not into that type of stuff whatsoever. So finally I got her to ask the owner, because the owner who sold us the house was also a handyman, a maintenance man. So things that went wrong, she will call him to come fix the house. Come to find out, the house that we lived in was his sister's house, and his sister died in my bedroom. Yeah. And I stayed there until I was old enough to move out in that bedroom. And even now when I go visit my mom, I still sleep in that room. And every once in a while, she hears she says it's the old floorboards, whatever. But she hears the walking around and stuff like that now that she's retired at home more. That's probably my kids. That wasn't a ghost. That's my children in the kitchen doing whatever. But yeah, so that is my urban legend story, and actually I would like to hear some of y'all urban legend stories, you know. Tell me some of yours. I know all of us have our own experiences, or if you don't have own experiences, what's the ones around the city or around your neighbors that you've heard? You know, there's different types of urban legends. Oh, speaking of urban legends, there's another one that we used to do. It was like a game in a way we used to play, and I should have looked up where that came from before I did this video. But it's this game we used to play where if you step on a crack, you break your mama's back, and that was like an urban legend. But the funny thing was, like, we would always try to not walk on, like, the streets were concrete, and they were like the concrete blocks, kind of like the tile floors, but concrete. So the point was not to step on the cracks in between, or if the concrete broke because a tree roots growing up underneath, you were not to step on these cracks. And the weird part about that is, if you actually stepped on a crack, somehow between that day and like about 3 days span, or maybe a week, you actually heard your mom or your grandma or someone complaining of back pains, and it was so weird. So that was another thing that we used to be mindful of, you know, when running or playing. Never step on the cracks in the city blocks. But that's about it for this video. So all y'all stay blessed, and I'll see you next video. Peace.